Every egoist sits at the crossroads of two axes: surface versus depth, and flex versus structure. That's the map. Where you land on it shapes how you move through the world. A heroic egoist lives at surface plus flux, and that combination tells you everything. Surface means they're defined by the visible self. They care about how they show up in the world, the story their actions tell, the impression their work leaves. Their identity isn't something hidden in the basement. It's on the stage, under the lights, ready to be judged. Flux means they thrive on motion. They're driven by tests, challenges, contests. They don't sit still. They don't coast. They don't let the world pass them by. They need an opponent, a dragon, a proving ground. Stability feels like suffocation. So put these together and what do you get? The heroic egoist. A person who is always in the arena, fighting to stand out, to prove themselves, to make their mark. Their ego comes alive when they're on the line, when their significance is measured in action and impact. That's why they're magnetic. That's why they're exhausting. And that's why the same thing that makes them great, momentum, fire, ambition, is also what can burn them out if they never learn to aim it. Alright, if you're hearing this and thinking, yeah, that's me, I live for the clash, I hate sitting still, I need something to prove, then here's the deal. You've got firepower most people don't. I should know since I have it. But if you don't steer it, the same fire is going to burn you down. So here's 10 ways to keep yourself sharp without letting the ego run you off a cliff. First, you need a worthy opponent. You're built for battles, but not every battle is worth your time. Fighting with idiots, proving yourself to people who don't matter, it's wasted fire. If you're going to push yourself, pick challenges that actually elevate you. Second, set finish lines, not just starting guns. Heroic egoists are wired for motion. You love the rush of diving into a fight, but momentum without direction just leaves you tired and wondering what the hell you're doing with your life. Define what winning looks like before you start. That way, when you cross the line, you know it's time to stop, or at least aim at the next mountain. Third, competition doesn't always have to mean blood sport. You can thrive when you're around people who push you, not just people you're trying to beat. Think sparring partners, not mortal enemies. The point is to sharpen each other, not leave the room covered in bruises. Fourth, recovery is part of the strategy. You can run hot for weeks, months even, but no one sprints forever. If you don't build in recovery time, your body and brain will eventually slam the brakes for you and it won't be pretty. The strongest fighters aren't the ones who never rest, but the ones who know how to recover and come back even sharper. Fifth, measure significance by impact, not applause. Surface types like you crave recognition. It's baked in. But chasing claps is a losing game. What actually matters is whether your work moves the needle. Did it change something? Did it matter? If it did, the applause will follow. 6. Channel restlessness into practice. That itch you feel when you're not in a fight? Don't scratch it by picking random battles. Scratch it by doubling down on your craft. Treat practice like competition with your past self. That way, you're always moving forward without scattering your energy. 7th, not everything is a war. This one's tough. When you're wired for battle, every situation can look like a fight. But if you keep swinging at shadows, you end up dropping away allies you actually need. Sometimes restraint, or even surrender, is the smarter win. 8. Stack your challenges. Flux types need movement, but if you scatter yourself across 10 different fronts, you'll just spin out. Instead, line them up so each one feeds into the next. Make the smaller wins part of the bigger climb, so every fight builds momentum instead of draining it. 9. Watch out for validation addiction. You're going to want to prove you're significant. That's the whole engine here. But if you let the scoreboard be only other people's approval, you'll always be at their mercy. Anchor yourself to standards you actually believe in. Play by your own rules, not just theirs. And finally, number 10. Redefine victory as you grow. Early on, it's about outperforming others, beating rivals, standing taller. But if you don't evolve, you'll spend your whole life chained to the next dragon. True mastery is when you stop only measuring against them and start measuring against yourself. That's when the heroic egoist actually becomes unstoppable. So that's the toolkit. You're wired for motion, for a proven ground, after a proven ground. That can make you magnetic. It can also make you miserable. The choice isn't whether you burn, it's whether you burn with purpose. And if you're wondering where you land on the map, or if you want to put your name on your own creative ego type, I've got you covered. Take the test and see for yourself. Check out this video right here.